The first signs of sciatic nerve decay may surprise you. Most people don't know this, but the real reason behind searing sciatic nerve pain has less to do with a bulging disc or a spine disorder than we first thought. Nearly 90% of adults 50 years of age or older have bulging discs or disc degeneration, but absolutely no pain symptoms. Here's the problem. No matter what type of pain remedies you take or therapies you try, you're often only addressing the symptoms, not the real root cause. Leading experts are now blaming one common yet pervasive vitamin deficiency on the rising sciatic nerve pain epidemic. You've likely never heard of this one little-known vitamin deficiency before, but since 2023, it has been spreading like wildfire among adults over 50. If you or a loved one suffer from symptoms of sciatic nerve decay, such as moderate to severe pain in your lower back, hips, buttocks, or down your leg, numbness or weakness in your lower back, hips, buttocks, legs, or feet, electric-like shocks, burning or stabbing sensations, pins and needles, feelings in your legs, toes, or feet. If you said yes to any of those symptoms, you may be a victim of this one deficiency. Here's the problem. No matter what type of pain relievers you take or therapies you try, you're only addressing the symptoms, not the real root cause. Listen, eventually it will get harder and harder to sit in the car for very long, harder to walk your dog, or even go to the bathroom by yourself. This is when your family starts wondering if you're able to take care of yourself. And next thing you know, you're being sent off to the old folks' home. Have you ever had a tiny crack in your windshield? And over time, that crack grew bigger and bigger? Well, that's exactly what is happening right now to your sciatic nerve. And if you don't act soon enough, it will spread to your entire body. Eventually, this one deficiency takes over and corrodes your joints, degenerates your muscles, and even wreaks havoc on your brain and can even wipe away your memories. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that means you may be stuck with the pain forever, and it could get much worse. This one deficiency has been linked to dementia, kidney failure, heart disease, and other deadly conditions. Unfortunately, NSAIDs, painkillers, injections, and other therapies can actually make this one deficiency worse. That is why there is over a 70% failure rate in all sciatic nerve pain treatments, even including risky procedures. Hence, why you are probably watching this video. Because if what big pharma and mainstream medicine was selling you, you wouldn't be in pain right now. Did you know that you can relieve sciatic nerve pain while you sleep? Fortunately, there is one little-known vitamin that can immediately replenish this deficiency and in many cases relieve the discomfort associated with it. In fact, 65-year-old patients who were completely dependent on pain relievers and expensive therapies and chiropractic visits for over years are now walking and moving better than ever without any discomfort. And what they found was shocking. Not only did it provide nearly immediate discomfort relief, but many of the subjects also reported enhanced sleep, mood, and all-day electrifying energy. It was even clinically tested as a vitamin therapy for those with failed back surgery syndrome. Our friends at sciaticaresearchcenter.org made a free presentation that shares these studies and further details on the effects of this vitamin for sciatic nerve pain sufferers over 50. I urge you to stop what you're doing right now to watch a free special video that will show you how to target this one vitamin deficiency and immediately relieve the discomfort associated with it. More than 48,000 people of all ages are already taking this one vitamin and can finally live their lives again on their feet. I'm going to play the video that reveals this one vitamin in just a few moments. So put away all distractions and get ready to pay close attention because this information is life-changing. I'm going to start the video now.
What is the best vitamin for sciatic nerve pain? New research from places like Harvard and Stanford suggests that sciatic nerve pain isn't solely caused by back injuries, the piriformis muscle, disc degeneration, or a spine disorder like a bulging disc or spinal stenosis. In fact, when your body is low in 3 specific sciatic nerve nutrients, spine surgeons noticed a 200 to 300% increase in the production of an inflammatory protein. This inflammatory protein wreaks havoc on your sciatic nerve health and causes an internal chain reaction that leads to searing pain in your low back, hips, buttocks, and legs. What's even worse is that it can also lead to long-term nerve damage. Simply put, this inflammatory protein is causing your sciatic nerve to look like a damaged, frayed rope. But here's the good news. If sciatic nerve pain is caused by simple vitamin deficiencies, then the opposite is also true. You can relieve sciatic nerve discomfort by replenishing these 3 deficiencies, repairing your nerves, and stopping this inflammatory protein. In fact, there's really one vitamin that's been hailed as the king when it comes to sciatic nerve relief. It's received a tremendous amount of news coverage in the medical world this past year, as the number one vitamin sciatic nerve pain sufferers over 50 must take. But if you really want to knock sciatic nerve pain out of the park, then there are 2 additional household vitamins you can add to your diet starting today. When taken together, all 3 vitamins help calm symptoms of sciatic nerve discomfort and can support normal function and mobility along your hips and legs. The reason they work has to do with something I call, again, the nerve repair triad. Once you activate it, you could dramatically improve your nerve health, which means you could get long-lasting relief from sciatic nerve pain and get back the mobility, the freedom, and the independence you once had. I'll show you how it works and how to use these vitamins to activate the nerve repair triad right away. But first, I should introduce myself. Hi there. My name is Dr. Andy Salazar from the sciaticaresearchcenter.org. We are a group of top sciatica experts, spine surgeons, and Harvard medical doctors with one goal in mind: to help you get out of sciatic nerve pain fast. We've had the great fortune to be a top educational resource for hundreds of thousands of Americans suffering from sciatic nerve pain. Besides serving the rich and famous, we have also had the privilege to help everyday Americans with their sciatic nerve pain problems. We have millions of readers and visitors that come to us on a regular basis. We've heard countless stories about how doctors insist on using solutions that just don't work. And while there aren't any magic pills that will wipe out a condition overnight, there are plenty of highly effective natural therapies that can help you live a happier, healthier, longer life. So when I heard about a simple way to help people get relief from their searing sciatic nerve discomfort, I knew I had to find out more. You see, I've always known the key to helping people feel better and stay that way is to get to the absolute root of the problem. That's why when I stumbled on a surprising new study, I knew I found the missing piece of the sciatic nerve pain puzzle. And once I saw it, I realized right away it was exactly what we needed to get to the heart of what was really causing this dangerous condition. It has everything to do with a deficiency of 3 very specific vitamins in your body, which releases a very dangerous inflammatory protein that latches onto your spine and sciatic nerve pathway. And when this inflammatory protein goes unmanaged, it causes neuroinflammation, nerve damage, disc degeneration, and bone weakening. In fact, because of this inflammatory protein, millions of Americans are now suffering from what's called sciatic nerve decay, or SND for short. So, if you have any of the following warning signs of a decaying sciatic nerve, such as mild to severe pain in your back, hips, buttocks, or legs, numbness in your lower back, hips, buttocks, legs, or feet, dullness, electric shocks, stabbing, or burning sensations, pins and needles feelings in your legs, toes, or feet, then you may be a victim of sciatic nerve decay, and it's important you do something about it fast. And watch this video until the very end to understand your situation before the damage gets any worse. That's because your pain will never go away if your sciatic nerve is constantly under attack by this inflammatory protein. If you don't do something to inhibit this inflammatory protein immediately, it can cause undue stress to your immune system and damage to nearly every other cell in your entire body. In this presentation, I'll reveal the 3 vitamins you can take each morning to activate the nerve repair triad and directly target this inflammatory protein responsible for your sciatic nerve pain, like clockwork, every single day. Amazingly, some people even say these 3 vitamins work as well or even better than NSAIDs, and they're safer too. And best of all, you can find these 3 sciatic nerve discomfort busters right at your local supermarket. I'll also share with you the number one thing all adults over 50 must do to get relief from searing sciatic nerve discomfort. It's incredible at reducing that sharp pain and burning feeling that's so common with the sciatic nerve. It only takes about 7 seconds, and you can do it right before breakfast. You can add it to your toolbox as soon as you finish watching this presentation. But I gotta warn you, what you're about to hear is probably going to make you hopping mad. In fact, when I heard it myself, I was downright furious. You see, mainstream medicine would like you to believe you're getting the latest, most up-to-date solutions that there is. Well, imagine my surprise when I learned the truth. It turns out the standard solution for sciatic nerve pain is based on a faulty theory that's more than 120 years old. In fact, there's a simple secret that can get you back on your feet again, and when you hear it, you're going to be shocked at how simple it is. But to understand it, you first need to understand why doctors have it all wrong when it comes to sciatic nerve pain. According to our surveys and research, it's because most of them are focusing on the wrong problem. If you want to end sciatic nerve pain, you have to get rid of the source of the pain in the nerves, not just try and mask the pain. This is why common solutions out there like injections, creams, patches, and braces could actually leave you worse off than you were before. I know that's a bold claim, but I'll prove it to you. Take pain pills, for example. Doctors love to prescribe them, so much so that we spend nearly $17.8 billion every year on them. This is despite the fact they have devastated entire communities, and despite the fact that when it comes to sciatic nerve pain, the science is crystal clear. Most pain pills are completely useless. One group of Australian scientists looked at over 35 clinical studies on pain pills and concluded it is now clear that the three most widely used and guideline-recommended medicines for spinal pain do not provide clinically important effects over placebo. In other words, they're good for nothing. And there's the other study from the American Chemical Society that shows opioids can actually lead to chronic inflammation and heightened pain sensitivity, unquote. In other words, they actually cause pain, making them even worse than useless. You'd expect doctors to pay attention to this stuff, but most of them just keep on tearing through their prescription pad, which just goes to show you just how out of touch they can be. Most doctors have it all wrong. They're great when it comes to putting you together after a bad accident, but they're lousy at fixing things without resorting to dangerous procedures or a pill. So this begs another question. Why are these solutions so commonly recommended? Well, it all goes back to the belief millions of Americans mistakenly have. Spine disorders and injuries are the only cause of sciatic nerve pain. Spine disorders like bulging discs, disc degeneration, spinal stenosis, and back injuries are often mistakenly blamed for the sole cause of sciatic nerve pain. But get this, there is a paper published by the North American Spine Society, and it shows that nearly 90% of individuals 60 years of age or older have bulging discs or disc degeneration, but absolutely no pain symptoms. And it's not just people older than 60 either. More than half of people in their 30s have some kind of disc degeneration. But again, no pain. It sounds almost unbelievable, right? Especially since we've all been led to believe that if you have disc problems, then you absolutely must have pain as well. And that's a bald-faced lie. Just look at these charts from the same paper. Do you see what this shows? Despite what we've all been led to believe, problems with our discs like degeneration, bulging, or herniation are actually completely normal. These researchers concluded the same thing when they said that disc problems are part of the normal aging process, rather than pathologic processes requiring intervention. One doctor even compared our bulging discs to gray hair, showing that they do not always indicate pain. All of this is weird, right? Because as I said, most doctors treat bulging discs like some kind of medical emergency. But when you go in for an MRI and they tell you your bulging discs are the cause of your sciatic nerve pain, it's like saying gray hair causes your Alzheimer's. I know that sounds silly, but it's exactly what's happening. And it's why the innocent-seeming MRI can actually be so incredibly dangerous for people who don't know this simple fact. But the rabbit hole goes deeper. Because while so many people have bulging discs but no pain, there are a lot of people who have pain but no bulging discs. 1 million patients every year, to be exact. So, for years, experts, including myself, thought sciatic nerve pain was solely caused by spine issues. But here's the reality. Dozens of new studies now show an entirely different part of your body may be at fault. And it's called your IRS, your inflammatory response system. The IRS has a very delicate relationship with your lower back and sciatic nerve. So here's how it works. You have 5 sciatic nerve pathways running through your body. They control all movement and function in your thigh, leg, and foot. It's a mixed nerve. Think of a piece of rope. Your sciatic nerve is essentially a rope made up of strands of motor nerves and sensory nerves. This large band-shaped nerve is as wide and as flat as the penny you have in your pocket. It is the bridge that plugs in your central nervous system to your legs, feet, and thighs. And together, your IRS protects and removes everyday bacteria, toxins, and infectious cells within your nervous system. When things are working the way nature intended, signals from your nervous system easily glide across your nerve effortlessly and without pain. But when you suffer from these 3 vitamin deficiencies, it causes the IRS to overload, resulting in neuroinflammation. Pretty soon your inflamed nerve starts sparking like a transformer that's been struck by lightning. With each spark, pain surges through your pain channels, down your buttocks and leg. So we started doing research on what neuroinflammation is and how to stop it. We then came across a paper published in the Pain Research Forum in May of 2020 that was reporting on research from scientists at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. It stated that an obscure protein is the key perpetrator of pain in neuroinflammation. This inflammatory protein is called peptidase inhibitor 16, or PI16 for short. And when this protein gets released, it drives inflammation through what's known as a cytokine storm. The cytokine storm is responsible for that raw, tender, burning sensation associated with sciatic nerve pain. This phenomenon also makes your nerves super swollen and super sensitive. When I first read this, I thought it had to be some sort of mistake, because every doctor I talked to said they were addressing the inflammation. But nothing worked, including anti-inflammatories and steroid shots. But what most don't know is that when PI16 is released within the nervous system, it makes your nerves much more sensitive and amplifies the pain. But this is only the first piece of a 3-part puzzle of sciatic nerve pain. The release of this protein starts a series of biochemical chain reaction consisting of 3 distinct phases that can take healthy nerves and turn them into looking like a frayed rope. The problem is that it's a perpetual cycle, and unless you break the cycle, it simply repeats. That's why so many people suffer from repeating pain, and why most conventional solutions don't work, because most of the time, they only address one of the 3 phases. However, if you can stop the cycle, you will be able to experience true relief from sciatic nerve pain. And it doesn't matter how bad or irritated your nerves are, what other therapies or remedies you've already tried, or how long you've been living with it. Simply put, address each of these 3 phases of sciatic nerve pain, and you get your life back. So stopping the PI16 protein is just phase 1. But it doesn't stop there. You see, pain evolves over time. Inflammation is just the beginning. With each flare-up, your body then tries to heal itself, and it does that through phases 2 and 3 of the sciatic nerve pain cycle, which brings me to phase 2. Have you ever noticed how tight and tender your muscles can get when your sciatic nerve is irritated? That's because the sciatic nerve actually runs through 2 of the major muscle groups in your hips, and that's why the second phase of sciatic nerve pain is muscle tension. You see, phase 2 involves a wide range of muscles in the lower back and hips. And one muscle in particular that can cause major problems with the sciatic nerve is the piriformis muscle. In some cases, the sciatic nerve passes right through the piriformis, but that's not the only muscle involved. The other major muscle is the superior gemellus muscle. Both of these muscles come into direct contact with the sciatic nerve and all the other nerves in your back and legs. And when the PI16 protein is present in these muscles, it constricts them, compressing the sciatic nerve. Even worse, when these muscles are constantly under tension, they can cut off blood supply to the area and even strangle the sciatic nerve. This lack of blood supply cuts off the sciatic nerve from receiving vital nutrients, slowing down its ability to heal. So just like inflammation, the longer muscle tension lasts, the more likely it can do long-term damage to the surrounding nerves. Which brings me to phase 3 of sciatica nerve pain, fibrosis. Now, fibrosis is just a fancy word for scar tissue. And if you think about it, it makes sense that your body would try to create scar tissue during the healing process. You can think of it as an internal scab, and while it can be useful in some cases, scar tissue caused by chronic inflammation often causes more problems than it solves, especially when it comes to the nerves in your lower back and legs. And just like muscle tension can compress and irritate your nerves, fibrosis can trap the nerves in a web of scar tissue, making even the smallest of movements trigger searing pain throughout your body. Everything from picking up your grandchildren to bending over in the garden or playing golf can trigger that severe pain. So, until you address all 3 phases of sciatic nerve pain, it may be a part of your life forever. This surprising discovery explained why common therapies and remedies aren't working for most sufferers over 50 years old. Pain creams may numb the pain a little, but do nothing for all 3 phases of sciatic nerve pain. Anti-inflammation pills and injections work for temporary pain relief by reducing inflammation, but do nothing for the 2 other phases of sciatic nerve pain. Chiropractic and stretches may help reduce muscle tension, but don't help with the other 2 phases of sciatic nerve pain. Back braces and other gadgets may help give you support reducing muscle tension, but don't help with the other 2 phases of sciatic nerve pain. Massage and other therapies are relaxing and nice and may help reduce muscle tension, but don't help with the other 2 phases of sciatic nerve pain. So in summary, all these solutions address maybe one phase of the sciatic nerve pain cycle, if that, but not all 3 at once. That's why you may even get short-term relief with those solutions, but if you leave any one of the 3 phases unchecked, you can guarantee you'll stay in pain. But here's the good news. Do you remember I mentioned earlier the nerve repair triad? It takes effect when you address each phase of sciatic nerve pain at the same time. It allows your body to undo any damage from this inflammatory protein and can even stop it from being released in the first place, thus putting an end to the vicious cycle of sciatic nerve pain. So over the last several months, my team and I dug into every single journal, article, and study out there in order to find the top vitamins for each phase. And we stumbled upon some truly fascinating compounds. And while there are dozens of compounds out there that can help tackle sciatic nerve pain, most of them have little to no clinical research or clinical studies behind them. So my team and I narrowed it down to the most powerful and studied vitamins out there. The first one we found was from a study in the U.S. National Library of Medicine. It mentioned an odd vitamin that had been used in Italy in the modern medical setting to help support neuropathy sufferers for many years. It's called palmitoylphenilamide, or PALM for short, and it's the main ingredient in a popular vitamin called Alpha Palm. And it turns out it's one of the easiest, most effective ways to fight against phase 1 of sciatic nerve pain. Recent research has revealed that Alpha Palm acts like a molecular kill switch to turn off this inflammatory protein at the root source. When you ingest Alpha Palm, it's like having an army of white knights fight all the existing inflammatory proteins in your body that are wreaking havoc on your nerve cells. And because it does that, that means Alpha Palm helps fight against the cytokine storm I mentioned earlier, which is a key contributor to phase 1 of sciatic nerve pain. The studies behind this vitamin had our medical team blown away. The one that caught our team's eye the most was titled Double-Blind Randomized Control for Lumbosciatica. They found 636 volunteers and split them up into 3 groups. One group received a placebo, another group received 300 milligrams of this vitamin, and a third group got 600 milligrams of this vitamin. After just 3 weeks, both groups of people taking this vitamin experienced significantly better sciatic nerve discomfort relief compared to the placebo. Those taking the higher dosage did the best of all. And not only that, but studies show that this vitamin can relieve anxiousness, encourage a positive mood, and promote sound sleep. That means you can start noticing a difference within the first few days of taking it. Another study from PubMed.gov even showed it was effective as a vitamin therapy for people with failed back surgery syndrome. It just goes to show how powerful alpha palm vitamin really is for stopping phase 1 of sciatic nerve pain. Here are some verified reviews of the alpha palm vitamin that we have got online. Just listen to what James Lambert had to say. I've been using many different products for my nerve discomfort for the last 2 years, including prescription drugs and other over-the-counter products. I always believe that rather than address the symptoms, I need to get to the root cause of the problem. This product does just that, and I am noticing real improvements after using this formula for a very short period of time. I'm very satisfied that my situation keeps getting better and better. Or Michelle Thomas, who told us, "This formula is a miracle. I could barely sit, stand, walk, or sleep due to discomfort which went from my hip to knee to foot. Within an hour of using this formula, the discomfort was reduced. I used it again before bed and actually got a good night's sleep. After only a few days, my discomfort in my hip has been reduced by 75%, and I no longer have discomfort in my knee or foot." And here's one that really blew us away. Jason Hall sent us this message. "When sciatica hit, it was awful. I could barely walk. My leg and back hurt so bad. I tried all kinds of things. Pain pills, acupuncture, and yoga, but nothing seemed to help. It would always flare back up. I was desperate, so when I got the opportunity to test this solution, it felt like a blessing for my sciatic nerve discomfort. I feel stronger and more hopeful than ever. Thank you for this." As you can see, alpha palm alone is already one of the best vitamins for sciatic nerve pain sufferers, but it really only tackles phase 1 of sciatic nerve pain. Next up, for phase 2, acetylcarnitine, Alcar. Alcar is among the best for promoting the repair of damaged nerves because it's like jet fuel that provides energy for your cells to undergo the healing process. Studies show that Alcar therapy is effective in alleviating discomfort and promotes nerve fiber regeneration in patients with nerve pain. It does this by promoting levels of nerve growth factor, NGF, which is the hormone responsible for nerve regeneration. So after taking Alcar, your NGF levels skyrocket, accelerating the healing process of your damaged sciatic nerve by muscle tension and fibrosis. So not only does Alcar help with discomfort, but more importantly, it provides energy to your muscles, helping them undo any tension, thus releasing compression on your sciatic nerve and fully addressing phase 2 of sciatic nerve pain. Now, before I show you the last compound for phase 3, I think you're going to be surprised once you see what it is. It starts with a pharmaceutical-grade B vitamin called benfotiamine. Now, I'm sure you've heard about how great vitamin B is at supporting nerve pain sufferers. The problem is, most versions of vitamin B fail to penetrate into the nerves. But with benfotiamine, that's not the case. Benfotiamine is a lipid-soluble version of a B vitamin, making it amazing at working its way into an injured sciatic nerve and restoring its healthy function. And when you combine benfotiamine with other B vitamins like B2, B6, B9, and B12, it creates a super medley able to reduce fibrosis around and within the nerves. So, included in this blend is B1 as benfotiamine, B2 as riboflavin 5, phosphate sodium, B6 is pyridoxal 5-phosphate, B9 is calcium I5 methyl tetrahydrofolate, and B12 is methylcobalamin. These are the most bioavailable forms known to man, typically only available at special doctors' offices. What researchers found is that sciatic nerve pain sufferers over 50 have elevated levels of a toxic acid called homocysteine because of vitamin B deficiencies and the natural aging process. And when homocysteine levels are too high, it contributes to the overproduction of the PI16 inflammatory protein and unhealthy fibrosis development. The good news is that these 5B vitamins are proven to lower homocysteine levels instantly, reducing the neuroinflammation levels and supporting a more healthy fibrosis response. And I know that was a lot of science to take in, but I wanted you to see how these 8 ingredients can support the natural healing process and ultimately relieve your sciatic nerve discomfort. Okay, so now you know the top vitamins for each of the 3 phases of sciatic nerve pain. Every one of these can help you ease discomfort, reduce neuroinflammation, and protect your sciatic nerve. But the real power of these 3 vitamins happens when they're combined together. Each vitamin works hand in hand to trigger the nerve repair triad, with alpha palm leading the pack. So there is no reason why you have to hobble around with shooting discomfort throughout your legs, especially when there's an all-natural proven solution that could help you get back on your feet again. Just imagine how different things could be. You could go for a lazy afternoon walk with your spouse, or spend a day out in the garden, or visit the park with your grandkids. And instead of having to constantly sit down waiting for the pain to subside, you could get back to living an active life. So there's no doubt about it. Once you feel like yourself again, everything could change. No more fear of being confined to a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Instead, you'll be happier, healthier, and more independent than ever before. And you'd finally be able to live the life you deserve. Look, I know these 3 vitamins can make a huge difference in your life. My colleagues and I have been recommending them for years now, and we've seen hundreds of people have life-changing results. So that's why I decided to take matters into my own hands. I got together with the experts at sciatcease Labs, who have created a fast, effective solution guaranteed to give you long-lasting relief from sciatic nerve discomfort. And it's called sciatcease. And it's the only vitamin specifically designed to tackle all 3 phases of your sciatic nerve pain. Every single ingredient in it is scientifically proven to help promote the nerve repair triad. So if you want to relieve the discomfort, reduce inflammation, promote the repair of your nerves, and feel stronger with more energy than you've had in years, then sciatcease is going to be the best way to do that. Individually, the cost of these ingredients could add up to more than $200, and some ingredients can't even be bought in a store. But after seeing how hard it is for so many people, they just couldn't bring themselves to do it. So, after some deliberation, they were able to agree to bring the price down to just $99 a bottle. And when you consider what a difference it could make to your health, it is a bargain. After all, if you can improve your discomfort relief by just 50%, wouldn't it be worth it? Now, that's a fair price, but after thinking about it some more, they decided it still wasn't low enough. And that's why the team at sciatcease Labs went back one more time and were able to lower the price even further. And as a special gift for you watching this video to the end, they'd like to give you a deal. If you order right now, you can secure your supply of sciatcease for just $69 per bottle. That's just a little over $2 a day, less than what it would cost to buy a candy bar or a cup of coffee. At a whopping 30% off the original price, it is a real deal. But like I said, it's only because you watched this video until the very end. Plus, the more you order, the bigger the discount you can get. So you could end up paying just $49 a bottle, which is a real steal. Oh, and one last thing. Before you get your supply of sciatcease, I want to make sure you feel completely comfortable with your decision. That's why I'd like to offer you our try it before you buy it guarantee. I'm so sure you'll be happy with sciatcease that I'd like to give you a full 180 days to try it out. Order it and try it out. If after 180 days you're not absolutely thrilled with the results, we'll give you every penny of your money back. No questions asked. That's quite a bargain. considering that you can get a no questions asked refund if you don't get the kind of relief we've spelled out here. When you add up all the pain-saving advantages and our 100% 180-day money-back guarantee, I think you'll agree it's an irresistibly attractive offer and a diamond-studded opportunity to regain the feeling of being in control of your body again. Simply take 2 capsules, and within just a short time, you could start feeling incredible results. The first thing you'll notice is how much looser your muscles are. Next, you might realize you've gone for hours without a single twinge. It won't be long before you're back in the saddle, enjoying the freedom of never worrying again. You'll be able to do all your favorite activities again, just like when you were a kid. The best thing about it is that sciatcease contains the highest quality ingredients out there. We process our formula in small batches so we can make sure you get the purest, most potent formula there is. Each bottle of sciatcease contains 120 easy-to-swallow capsules, meaning each bottle will last you for at least 30 days. Each of the 12 ingredients have been checked for potency, purity, and safety by our USA-based GMP-certified, FDA-approved manufacturing facilities. We have been vetted by strict retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target, just to name a few. But right now, as you know, there's a huge supply chain crisis problem. That means we could run out of any one of the powerful ingredients in sciatcease. However, we're absolutely unwilling to sacrifice the quality of our product by using cheaper, less potent substitutes. With all the shortages, we have to make sure everyone who wants to use sciatcease has a chance to get it. That's why if you want access, you'll need to meet 2 simple qualifications first. Criteria number 1. I don't want sciatcease to just sit on your shelf. If you order it, I want you to take it and get the full benefits. If you want to get true results, you need to commit to taking sciatcease every day, rain or shine. Criteria number 2, you don't need to be a Navy SEAL to know there are no quick fixes in life. Real change takes time. That's why you must be committed to taking sciatcease for the long term. Believe me, the first time I tried out sciatcease, I felt like a new person. There's nothing like the feeling of being in control of your body again. But that great feeling of being able to move again didn't stop there. The longer I took sciatcease, the better I felt. That's why I recommend you order at least a 3-month supply. It's the best way to make sure you always have enough sciatcease on hand. If you fit the 2 criteria I just mentioned, then you qualify for a special discount. This discount will automatically be applied. However, if you leave this page, you lose it forever. And because our facility is GMP certified, you can be sure every single capsule is produced under the safest, strictest, and highest standards possible. Every batch has third-party testing to ensure safety and effectiveness. Sciatcease is safe to use, and the natural capsules are easy to swallow too. How exciting would it be to watch your favorite sports team, give your grandkids a piggyback ride, or go for a hike with your friends? And what if you could finally get back to the gym? You'd be able to lose the extra weight and show off your slim, fit body. Throw away your pajamas and splurge on that outfit you've been eyeing. Best of all, you'll stop believing that life has passed you by, and you'll start being the producer, the director, and the writer of your new life. So, right now, you have 2 choices. 1, you can keep fighting to get through another day, praying you can make it through, and hoping your spouse and family don't get sick of you, leaving you all alone. Or 2, you can refuse to be broken and rise again as the powerful warrior you're meant to be. All you have to do is try out sciatcease, and you won't have to worry anymore. Instead, you'll be able to defy the odds and start living a whole new life. You'll be unstoppable. Click the button below to get started. Remember, there's no telling how long this will be in stock. I don't want to see you without the one thing you need to make a huge difference in your life. So don't wait. Click the Add to Cart button below to get started. Oh, are you still there? Well, I'm guessing that's because you still have some questions about sciatcease. No problem. I'm happy to answer some of the most common questions that we hear. Number 1. How is sciatcease different from other supplements? Most supplements that claim to help with your sciatic nerve pain don't actually address all 3 phases of the sciatic nerve pain cycle. Instead, they focus on just one phase, or they just mask the pain without addressing the underlying root cause. Secondly, the folks at sciatcease Labs have chosen the most powerful ingredients out there for each phase in order to help support sciatic nerve pain sufferers at every level. This is based on years of research into the nerve repair triad effect. The team spent months investigating every single ingredient, making sure there's a scientific basis for every single one. And the biggest difference is that sciatcease tackles sciatic nerve pain on all 3 fronts. Sciatcease can help ease discomfort and stiffness, support nerve health, support a healthy inflammatory response, restore mobility, improve flexibility, strengthen muscles, boost energy and endurance, relieve stress. Number 2. Another question, what ingredients are inside sciatcease? Well, sciatcease contains 100% high-quality ingredients. And if you'd like to see the full list of ingredients, just scroll down, and you'll see the ingredients along with the dosages. The team is extraordinarily careful about where their ingredients come from. They search the world over to find the highest quality, most responsibly sourced herbs, and every single raw ingredient must have a certificate of analysis for potency and purity to prove it. But that's not all. If you're not careful, the manufacturing process can destroy the active ingredients that make these vitamins and herbs work. So special tests are run during the manufacturing process to make sure every product is pure and potent before it reaches your hands. Plus, they don't use any antibiotics, artificial sweeteners, colors, or preservatives. Number 3. Who can use sciatcease? Well, sciatcease is for men and women who suffer from sciatic nerve pain. It's especially formulated with safe ingredients for adults 50 and over. Number 4. Is sciatcease safe? Sciatcease is a natural supplement that helps support sciatic nerve pain sufferers with the right nutritional combinations. It is manufactured in Florida, USA, under strict GMP certified conditions. If you do happen to notice anything unusual, just discontinue use and consult your healthcare practitioner or doctor immediately. Number 5. How do I use sciatcease? It's recommended that you take 2 capsules twice a day for best results. You should take your capsules with a meal to avoid stomach discomfort. And for those with severe discomfort, you can try taking 8 a day. That's why we recommend ordering a 6-month or 12-month supply. Number 6. How does the money-back guarantee work again? Once you place your order for sciatcease, you have a full 180 days to try it for yourself. If for any reason during that time you're not 100% satisfied, simply send an email to support@sciatcease.com or call us at 844-361-1273, and you'll receive every dime of your investment back, no hassle and no questions asked. Number 7. Am I going to be on any sort of subscription or auto billing shipment? No. You will not automatically be placed in any subscription or auto shipment without you clearly asking for it. Your order will be assumed as a one-time purchase unless you explicitly say otherwise. Number 8. I'm ready to order sciatcease. How do I get started? Just click the Add to Cart button you see below right now, or call us at 844-361-1273, or visit our official website, sciatcease.com. So I think that about covers things. I'm thrilled you're finally going to have the opportunity to try sciatcease. So click the button below to try it out, and don't forget to let us know how much better you feel. Here's what others are saying about sciatcease.
Hi, my name is Marlene. And I want to tell you about sciatcease today. I saw this on Facebook and thought that it just sounded like a miracle. So I ordered it. I've been taking it 3 months and it worked the very first time I took it. I have less pain. I'm able to do things that I couldn't do before. And I will continue to use this as a daily supplement. I take two times a day, and I just feel like it just keeps me going. So I liked it so much and told so many people that I told them I could do an endorsement for them, and here I am. So believe me when I say you'll love this. Try the product. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patty Benjamin, and I haven't actually been diagnosed with sciatica, but I have every single symptom of it. And I tried the sciatcease, and my leg, I got and still have numbness all around from my top of my buttocks, all around it, in my hip and lower back area, and down on the back of my leg, and then it wraps around the knee area, all the way around it, and on the back of my calf, and around my ankle, and then underneath my foot, and my toes. And I was taking sciatcease, which worked amazingly for it. After the first bottle was gone, I got onto the second bottle. I was feeling a lot different. My leg wasn't so stiff, and it wasn't so sleepy, and it wasn't so heavy. And then the next bottle, it was even better. And the next bottle, it was the best it's been for like 3 or 4 years. And the stuff works. It does well. I love it. Thank you.